Hey guys, and welcome to an epic land battle. I'm a rubber ducker war leading the blood for the blood god horde of Khorne, taking on the Ogre kingdoms. And yes, the build does not deceive your eyes. We are bringing exalted bloodletters, triple in fact, up against the Ogres. Should be a good fun time. We've gone for a pretty aggressive build. Been having a load of fun with Khorne in land battles, going with this style of play, bomb rushing the enemy and trying to slaughter them with as much blood and carnage as physically possible. The exalted bloodletters, who are pretty damn freaking awesome. I adore the models of them. They look really quite cool. They do have quite a cool ability as well, the Hellblade. Far better in domination mode than it is in this game mode, because you can obviously bring these guys back. I'm not expecting to get 80 kills up against Ogres anyway, unless we run into some Noblars, of course. We have them mixed in with a couple units of the regular bloodletters as well, so the exalted's taking the flanks and the center. Nice little leadership core here, coming with a cultist of Khorne on horseback with simply here for the summons. We also have a Herald of Khorne. Now, you may be thinking, Ducky, what is your big brain idea about hitting him on this kind of rock and roll motorbike up against the Ogres when it's anti-infantry? I'd love to tell you there was some really good tactical thought behind this, but I accidentally just forgot to take him off it from a previous build up against Grand Cafe. So a little bit of a mistake there, but oh well, I'm sure he'll still be able to do absolutely fine. We have the Minotaurs of Khorne with great weapons. These guys look far cooler than your average Minotaur. They are so freaking dope, and I love them. They do some really nice damage in general. Far superior than the basic variety, in my humble duck opinion. And up against Ogres, if you can get in, away from Lead Belchers and Iron Blasters, they can do a decent job. We have a nice little corner back here of Chaos Furies as well as the Flesh Hounds, and the same on the other flank as well, looking to shut down, as I said, Lead Belchers and Iron Blasters to hopefully allow the rest of my build to shine. As my opponent, he's hiding Gorgers in the trees, so they already do, I believe, come in with Stalk anyway. Unbreakable Beasties, they are really quite nasty, and they've been chevroned up as well. The front line looks like we have basic Ogre Balls dotted all the way along. Cheap, cheerful, and ready for a good fat scrap to hold the enemy in place, and allow these double Lead Belchers to bring the pain from the rear. Couple use of cavalry is pretty exciting. Mournfang cavalry, haven't seen them terribly often. They are armor piercing and armored themselves, so I can see them doing a decent job up against the forces of Khorne. With an Ogre Tyrant leading the charge, coming in with one of my favourite named abilities in the entire game, if I can get to it. There we have the Arse Belcher, it's so good. -8 leadership. He has snacks for the healing, Greedy Fist, missile resistance, and fear, as well as a Fire Belly behind him, kind of some awesome spells. We have the Burning Head, which is pretty basic. We also have Eruption, Flaming Carnage, as well as Fire Breath. So without further ado, let's get this action underway. It's going to be swift and brutal one way or the other. We're either going to get eviscerated on the approach, or we're going to get in there and do some nasty damage. You can see the Lead Belchers off one volley, just eviscerating the bloodletters, sending them back to the warp from once they came, and they're getting annihilated, not having a good day. Likewise, Mournfang Cavalry are going to charge in to the exalted bloodletters, who do sit there and take the charge like champs. With that armor piercing, we should be able to break through the 90 armor relatively comfortably and easily here, and we're actually trading it relatively effectively. It looks like we're popping one of our summons quite early on here in the middle game, as we summon more bloodletters into the fray, trying to break down the front line as quickly as possible, because in the back we do have the Flesh Hounds and Furies shutting down and deleting one unit of Lead Belchers, which is certainly good news. Burning Head goes down the line. We do have spell resistance, of course, being demons, and now Flesh Hounds come with a lovely rear attack, breaking up the central part of the battlefield. On the far side, it looks like the Lead Belchers were saved by some Mournfang Cavalry. However, the Minotaurs have now got into action, and they will rip and tear asunder flesh, bone, and armor alike from the Mournfang Cavalry, and are really digging into them quite aggressively. My god, Minotaurs do so much damage. I love them. Flesh Hounds coming in for the surround as well. Down that one unit of Mournfang Cavalry goes. Big Eruption comes down in the middle. One unit of Lead Belchers is still firing, reaping a bloody toll on me. Luckily, I have some Flesh Hounds attempting to shut them down, whilst we have Furies finishing off and shattering at Lead Belchers in the distance. The middle top part of the battlefield was relatively even. The left-hand side went well for me. Right-hand side still went better for my opponent, with the Gorgers coming in, overwhelming the exalted bloodletters, and now starting to move into the middle. My lord is attempting a heroic duel, but is going to have to be forced back here. I think there's simply too many Gorgers and Ogre Balls nearby, and the Herald of Khorne really does need to escape here. The Coast already legging it to save his own skin, but there are Minotaurs on the warpath. Big fat Burning Head comes down the line once again. Luckily for me, I haven't brought those basic Chaos Warriors. Instead, having all the demons means it's not doing that much damage, luckily, and the Ogre Balls are being butchered where they stand. Mournfang Cavalry continue to fight strong in the middle, and both armies have kind of, won their respective flanks and then crashed into the middle in a blood and guts performance. We have Fury swooping in, as well as the Herald just trying to destroy the Gorgers as quickly as possible. Looks like Furies will actually disengage, though, chase off routing units, as more exotic bloodletters flood back into the main fight to help assist in taking down the remainder of the Ogre forces. Likewise, the Minotaurs are charging in there. You see ogres are falling underneath axe and hoof as we continue to drive forward to try to get at those gorges. Balance of power is going in our favor for the first time in the battle, and the gorges are still being a bit problematic though. Likewise, this tyrant is desperately trying to snipe my lord. If he's able to actually snipe him and finish him off, that could be in a big problem leadership wise. And it looks like we were slowed there, but the Herald of Khorne is going to be able to pop a wheelie and do his best Sons of Anarchy impression and get the hell out of there. Lovely Blooded Head's going to come down by my opponent, hopping on the Flesh Hounds. Likewise, it will hit the Gorges, as well as some exotic Bloodletters. Not the craziest damage, of course, considering we are demons. Flesh Hounds do jump the Tyrant with my lord once again, and oh god, the Minotaurs are just ruining everything. Look how healthy they still are. Barely a scratch on them, and they are cleaving asunder the OP Gorges as if they were weak, overpriced Noblars. And, you know, they are actually getting destroyed. By the way, Noblars are actually a really good unit. Don't make me get mistaken from that. Minotaurs, yeah, having a whale of a time here, getting rid of those pesky Gorges. Looks like the enemy general has been beaten back. Army losses kicks in, and it shall be a glorious victory for ourselves and the forces of Khorne. GG's, well played to my opponent. Been having a decent amount of time on the last couple of days and some land battles in some lobbies and so forth. If you'd like to see more land battles on the channel, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section, and like and subscribe. All those three things are generally really good indicators of what content people would like to see and what you'd like me to put out a little bit more. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Feel free to, you know, check out the description as well for Twitch, Patreon, Discord, all that juicy stuff. You can submit replays to me via Discord as well, which obviously is really helpful because I can get them out on the channel. Well played to my opponent. I unfortunately can't remember who they were. I played quite a few people over the last couple of days. So whoever you were a mighty warrior, not bringing the nasty Iron Blaster, and came in with a pretty fun build indeed. For ourselves, the Herald of Khorne, only 620 gold value. I wanted basically a cheap, unsnipeable lord. And if it was sniped, it wouldn't be, you know, disastrous as if it was a Scarbrand or Bloodthirster, as they are rather expensive. Minotaurs of Khorne, barely a scratch on them, still got 1,779 gold value with 19 kills. If the battle had continued to progress, they probably would have got up to over 3,000 value, performing really well. And we went for the triple exalted Bloodletters of Khorne, which is pretty badass. 1.2k gold value, 1.1k gold value, and 733. You can see this is the unit which got isolated on that left-hand side. Big fan of these bad boys. It's really fun to bring in these elite infantry and just chew through the enemy. They're not really designed to face ogres because it's the more kills they do, the more powerful they become. But I still like them for their massive damage output and their magic resistance. Cultists of Khorne, 1,000 gold value, plus got a summon in there, is quite tasty. The Bloodletters unfortunately didn't fare as well. Just shy of 2,000 gold value on the Flesh Hounds of Khorne, hunting down lead belchers like pros. The other ones sniffing out trouble, getting 874 gold value themselves. And of course, the Chaos Furies don't get much gold value, but just it's so invaluable having something to hunt down Ogre Kingdom range. The Tyrant did a decent job, 780 gold value on him, 540 on the Firebelly. Unfortunately, not good targets for him today with his burning heads. And the Mournfang Cavalry suffered hard. 500 gold value on both of them. Once the Minotaurs caught up to them, there was simply nothing they could do. Gorges, of course, 750 gold value. It's actually pretty disappointing on that unit. The other one, though, 1,400 gold value. That's much more in line with how Gorges normally perform. 92 kills there. The Belchers had some nice initial early volleys on the Bloodletters, kind of ripping into them in 600 gold value and 99, but then they were shut down very quickly. And I've noticed a lot of Ogre players don't bring Sabertusk packs anymore. You need a couple just in the back to protect the lead Belchers. Otherwise, if they go down, you know, they're so expensive, it can be really quite problematic. Ogre Balls, not the best damage value on them. Once more, not really having the best targets, with the exotic Bloodletters being too deft with the blade to really allow the Ogre Balls to contend with them. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.